mean, just be yourself. Like, there's nothing to hide. There's no, there's nothing like
There's no hidden agenda.
There's no hidden agenda. Exactly. I'm not going to be doing anything different than I normally do. All right.
I'm gonna pull it up.
All right, sounds good.
Talk about this.
Just to quickly set a meeting goal. So we've been working to make your lessons, your science lessons, more meaningful.
Yes.
By flipping the classroom.
Yes.
And just providing students with more content, right? So that when they're at home, they can learn more independently. They can get some of that science content. So when they come into class, your lessons can feel more meaningful.
Yeah, and they have more time to take the notes and actually listen and rewind, and it kind of aligns better with the homework, because I actually do the homework afterwards. So I start with my learning target, my standard that I'm doing, then I align my learning target, then I walk them through the lesson, and then I give them a task, a homework task they can do. And it cuts down the homework. It's a substantial task, but it cuts it down to just the days I have them, and it gives them time to actually go online and look at it. And I give them little class time and lunchtime to get any misunderstandings.
Right. So far you've been making these live video lessons. Now you're doing screencasting as well. I'm excited to see some of the other things you've done. So the last time we spoke, your next step was to continue making videos.
Yes,
and we talked about adding checks for understanding too, to see like if students understood the material or not. Like that could just be like in the middle of the video, having them do a quick task like you were just talking about.
I did, and I did the thing. I put little words in. I put the word island. So this little girl went on first, and I said, "What's the secret word?" She's like, "Island." And then the other kid was like, "You said it like 5 times." I was like, "So I know they're into it."
Okay, that's good.
It's working. It's working. I'm happy.
Don't give it away too many times. You know, give it away like once or twice in the middle of the video.
The first one I did it that way, and then but I'd write it in. So if they have to read their notes, they have to read the word.
Oh, okay.
So one time I said it and then I wrote it in. So
yeah, that's a clever way to kind of sprinkle it in either in the notes or in the video. So we mentioned creating that check for understanding during the video, but then also like in your lesson. Like when you start your lesson, how are we gauging whether students understood the science content, or whether they watched the video and whether they understood the content, and you can move on to something deeper or not? Right, so that's something that we can discuss more today too, because that was a lot that you gave yourself to do last week. So anyway, I love to hear a debrief, just to hear about like what you've been working on, these videos that you've been creating.
Okay, I've been working on the videos and the lessons. I've been actually teaching math lately, but as for my videos, I have I put my science on, and I have the videos. And what I found was very interesting was that they focus on every word. Like I was making the videos and my dog walked in and out the room and I moved the dog and they're like, "Did you move the chair?" And they're so focused, they're listening, but they're so focused on every sound.
Right.
Now,
because you turned the webcam on too,
and
right?
I turned the webcam on. So, but what I had to adjust, I learned how to do this live streaming really well. That I paused it, turned the webcam off myself. And I inserted a video of just a video that I want them to listen to, and I put the volume on the computer on. So I learned how to do all that at the same time, and to make less the noise, and not for them to look at me, for them to actually look at the video. And I gave them pre-questions before and after. Now sometimes after to see if they're focusing and everybody listening, I didn't write the questions, I said them. So they have to rewind what I said to actually answer the question in their notes. So when we get into class, I look at their notes and we do like a task, a lab, an activity, something they separate and do together.
Yeah. Can you describe to me some of these questions that you ask, or even like show me?
I can show you. I can show you. Let me go to, the first one was I did it over and over again. And the thing is, the kids are really watching me because they're like, "Miss Mayes, you put the homework on like 1 o'clock in the morning." I'm like, it was like 12 something. Why were you up? Because I guess it pops up on their phone as soon as I give it to them.
So your kids are concerned about...
They're concerned about my rest, I guess. I don't know. So the first thing I did was content drift. And it has me there, as you see, right here at the bottom talking. So as we... I can mute this video. And I want to show you some parts of the video.
Okay.
So as I...
Hi guys, it's Miss Mayes.
Play this video.
I'm going to do my flip lesson.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
So I have to go through the lesson, right? And I go to different areas.
You gave them the secret word right there on the front.
Well, at the beginning, I want them to pay attention. Like even this video, they paid attention to me moving their mouse. They paid attention to different things I was doing.
Right.
So I tried to get it in a way, like even show diagrams and have them focus on it so they can have it for ever and ever.
This is great.
And when I get to the questions, with a video, it's hard to get back to show that. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know this worked. I just learned something else. I didn't know you could use the arrow bar to
you skip 5 seconds. Yeah, it's a pretty
video
common.
And skip a couple of. I'm just learning this with you. Every time I sit with you, I learn something else. Like this, I gave them.
That's a good tip to show students too, that they can quickly use the arrow keys to rewind.
Yeah, I want them to do that because I actually use the mouse, like you told me. And you see how my mouse is with the yellow, and it shows different questions and things that I want them to focus on.
So you're intentionally using your mouse to draw their attention. Yeah.
Because I want them to pay attention to certain things in the notes. So I go back on that, and I gave them like the puzzle. So in class, when I say continental drift is like a puzzle, they're gonna get a puzzle of continental drift, and they're gonna have to put it together and talk about it. Like this video is very animated, and you see I'm not showing. I showed at the beginning, remember?
So to do this, you paused the video, took the webcam off, and then brought it back. So just
either I did that or, well, this one was the first one. I had to actually cut. I had to learn how to cut the tape and insert. I learned something new. I inserted this video because I was like, it was 25 minutes long. I'm like, a lesson could never go this long, but this lesson can.
Right.
And I could actually pull the video from the lesson and in class go over the video again and have it like a short little lesson.
Right.
So I just added the video itself.
Inserted the video.
Insert.
Okay, you're gonna have to teach me how to what that feature is. I didn't even. I knew that you can just.
It's in the cut, and it has insert and clone and all kinds of stuff. It's really exciting. It has a whole list of things that you can do.
Great.
So I was very excited about that.
And the video is very high quality, so it's easy for the students to watch in the middle of your screencast.
And they see a lot of details. So now when I go to the actual lesson that goes with it, this is when it gets interesting. Because only thing with Google Classroom, I need to learn how to turn off some of the lessons that I've already did. And I know it is a timer. I might have to put a timer on all of them so they can't see them and hide them. But I thought there was a way that I could just collect them, and this is my lessons for this marking period, and just keep everything flowing for me, a file for me. But I see there's a file in there, but I just haven't familiarized myself with how to put all these things into one file to save them for next year. Even my video cast, that was a great video cast.
Right.
I don't want to lose it. So as you can see,
like put all the videos in one place, you mean?
Yup. So then I have the reading. Take care of the printing. No more printing papers. And for the kids who can't print and can't go online, come at lunchtime. I'm free. Like today at lunchtime, come sit by the computer. Do what you have to do. Underline keywords.
So you have tasks.
Show them a little map task.
I see. Yes, you have.
I do
tasks
vocabulary, everything, and they want us to do application analysis and evaluation, so I've incorporated into the homework. So this homework is not like one homework, it's like 2 or 3 homeworks all in one, and this will be on the test. So I'm like,
and the videos are quite long too, so do you expect the students to watch one video
I give them
in one sitting, or
no, I give them,
break it up?
It's break up into 3 days. Every 3 days they have another video.
Okay.
The video's up, the lessons due. So they could do the homework without the video because it's reading. It's because we're a reading school where focus is reading, so it has reading. So they can look at little things like the homework it relates to the video, but it doesn't say you have to go back to the video to do it. So they could do their homework. The homework is timed. The videos are not. The videos are on forever, so they can go back whenever they want.
There's a deadline. There's
no deadline. Homework is a deadline. Videos there is no deadline because kids may be absent for a week. They could have went on vacation, and I've finally been able to incorporate that. So I want to keep it going in the sense.
That's really exciting, and this is done. This is obviously homework that can be done online. So do some of the students submit it online through Google Classroom, and some of them submit it on paper, or
they can do? Kids have done both. Like, look, obviously they're excited because 4 of them are already done, and I think it's due tomorrow or whatever.
That's awesome.
So and look at this. These kids are more tech savvy than me. She highlighted the points.
Oh wow! And you didn't tell them to highlight?
They do their own thing. She highlighted the main points for herself,
That's amazing.
and she wrote in her answers. And she even gave me pictures.
Wow!
Like, she's amazing.
Again, did you ask for pictures?
She's tech savvy. Wow. The kids are more tech savvy than me, so they're kind of teaching me stuff.
Okay.
I copy what they're doing.
So these kids are like pushing the
if they push it. I told them this.
I told them yes,
they did. They pushed it. So she did it. So compare hers to another kid, it's like...
I imagine how many more students could do that if you gave them that instruction to maybe now...
Yeah, I wish we had like a technology...
Yeah, but if you included those directions, like as a stretch activity, highlight the important information, or include images in your definitions.
And look at this student. She copied the whole document and gave me as a whatever.
Right.
I can't type on it.
Right. It looks
she copied my homework and put it on a PDF.
It looks like she saved it as a Word document.
Yeah, she
and
saved
then
it.
Worked on it there.
So guess what?
Like that.
She did it on her phone. Obviously.
She told you that she was able.
A lot
to
of them tell me they could pull it
Mm-hmm.
up on their phone, so they do it on their phone.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that, right? As long as if that's how they can access the internet and complete the assignment.
Yeah, so she colored it. It's always whichever way that's best for them to access it. Some people have phones, some people don't. So I gave everybody the opportunity. Now the last thing is, you did show me how to go in and allow people to be able to get on their website. Can we review that? To open up their Google, their Gmail, because I have a girl, she says she can't get in for nothing. And I know how to do it. You showed me how to do it. Can we just walk through it one more time?
To get into
to revamp her password.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that's going through the Google Admin Console. We can review that real quick.
So
you already have admin access, so you just have to remember to go to the website admin.google.com.
So I have to say that.
Yeah, after you log into your MS8 email.
So I'm logged in, and where I go here?
No, it's just the website. Once you log in.
I'm already logged in.
Yeah, once you're already logged, it's like going to Google Drive after you're logged in, right? So just right here in the web bar, in the web address bar, I forgot it was touchscreen. Just type in.
I'm tech savvy.
Type in admin.google.com. Okay, and I'm gonna include that in my.
Because I usually just go back to the email you send me and click on it. It's easier.
Yeah. Well, you want to record that down somewhere where you can easily access it to.
I think I could actually save that email in a special spot, important, give it another label, and then just click on it from there. It might be easier for me too. Like make a little. Maybe I make a thing on my page for myself that I can just.
If you want to
just go here.
Have like a document with like important websites.
Yeah.
That you collect. I mean, I use like a Post-it software, so I have Post-its right on my desktop, so I never forget it. And it's offline, so I don't have to be online to see it.
Okay, so I'm here, and
So
I type her name in, right?
Yeah, if you go in that search bar, you can search for her name and then do things like reset passwords.
Here she is, right here. See, she hasn't been on, nothing.
Okay.
Reset password.
So now you can, so this is your chance to remind her what her username is and then reset the password for her too. I would uncheck automatically generate a password and just make up a password for her. You can say like student123, or the default we use is MS8Q1234.
Nice.
So it's whatever simple one you want to use, because she's going to have to change it anyway, and you can just tell her directly.
Put student 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Just don't forget to, don't forget to tell her that when you see her.
I'm going to see her in a few minutes. Because I'm going to bring a laptop. I had the laptops right there for them to work on, but they were working on their Mac. Great. So I'm going to save this. And what do you want me to do next? I'm excited.
So this is exciting. So the students are doing a lot of independent work through these videos, through the online assignments, the reading assignments that you're having them do. Just one more question about the questions in the videos, right? What kind of, when you ask them a question, do you expect them to answer that question and have that prepared when they come to class? They should write it in their
notes, yeah.
Okay. So
I told them that's part of their notes, and I could revamp that's part of their notes. Sometimes it's open-ended, and sometimes I say, make sure you write your answer in your notes.
Okay.
So I actually embedded, like I cut, like from one of my lessons, I did a brain pop. Brain pop gives you questions. I cut and paste 4 of those questions into my lesson. So the questions are on the screen, so they know they have to answer those questions in their notes. And
that's another way that you can like collect it in class and be able to see like did they view the content, and did they answer
and I think with screencast,
correctly?
if I'm playing a brain pop video, I can record it if I have the recorder button on, because I got a brain pop video off of the internet. I said, wait a minute, if they could do it, well then I could do it. And I could make my own video library.
with
of the little brain pops that I want them to see, because I don't want to see all of them.
Oh, and because to record
yeah.
them. Okay.
I don't even have to give them the password. I just record it, save it in there.
That's a good idea. It's kind of like just recording the video to put in your library. Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
I have a library of brain pop videos for every semester, whatever
right,
they're learning.
And the kids don't have
the library's already there, and some kids like to look at the videos,
right.
So they'll look at it ahead of time. Like that Amelia, you see how advanced she is.
Right.
Why hold her back? Let her go look at it ahead of time, and give her an extended question or extended something to do to think about it.
Absolutely. Since you're getting so deep into screencasting now, I might send you some other other teachers that have made screencasts, just so you get a sense of like what other teachers are doing with screencasts. Have you explored that at all? Have you like looked at what other teachers do with screencasting? Because you're developing some amazing practices just on your own.
No, I haven't.
Just figuring
it out.
And
I think if I can know what other teachers are doing, because I did remember for my overall lesson the principal watched me at. Right. I did a screencast of me doing a lab, showing the kids how to do the lab before they did it, and she loved it. She actually talked about it in a meeting.
I spoke to Mrs. Saint this morning. She was glowing about it.
If you show me some more stuff about it, maybe we can work together and have a professional learning, or you could even be on screen, and we could do a professional learning for everybody else to do a screencast. I
was gonna say if the principal really likes this practice,
turnkey it to everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it might be an opportunity to turnkey it,
especially with teachers doing math problems. If they could put the math problem online for when the kid gets home, of them doing it, because they can see them do it, they can copy it, and they still don't know how to do it. But once they see that teacher up there doing it, suddenly they know how to do it. It's like a comforter for them to see the teacher do it, and then they go, and they could rewind. Oh, okay, I think I got it.
Well, that's why.
Because I had a kid just now. She had the whole model on the paper. I'm like, do the same thing the teacher did. The teacher modeled for you. But if she had a video to look at,
she could literally follow along with it. That can be her scaffold, and then
that's a good way of scaffolding. Put in your notes.
Okay.
Video scaffolding. You're even better.
Yeah.
Video scaffolding of the work.
I will send you some channels.
We should have made up a page for us. We meet so much. That's what I'm gonna. That's my homework. Make up a page for us that we can type in all the stuff we do.
Right.
And then
I'll take email you all the notes that I take.
And I'll make up a page that I'll send to her.
Yeah. And I have a roadmap. I showed you in the beginning when we worked together. I have a roadmap of all the weeks that we work together. There is a space for the notes for all of that. So I'll reshare that with you as well.
Yeah, I'm busy. It's a lot going on sometimes. Yeah. And now my brain is all on math.
So I will definitely send you a couple of popular screencasting channels.
Please do.
There's this guy named Mr. Bozeman, and he has this YouTube channel called Bozeman Science.
I know that name.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular science teacher screencasting channels, and he uses the way you see his videos. They look very professionally polished. He uses magnifying techniques and all that. So to me, it feels very advanced, but you're doing some advanced things as well. So if you see techniques that he's using that you might be able to apply to your videos, I mean, I would encourage you to
maybe I could get a tripod, and then I could zoom in on something that I'm doing with my hands and videotape that and cut and paste it in, but you don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Use those. I'm going to send you a couple of channels. If you have time and you're interested, look at some of those videos, and we can talk about what seemed interesting, right? And then we can look into how to do those techniques to enhance your videos if you want to apply some of those techniques to your videos.
Okay, and also...
All right, so that's the next step.
Great, that's the next step. And also, I just want to show you right here, this slides, Google Slides, I had the kids do PowerPoints at one time, and I didn't know Google Slides existed. And now I know, so the kids send it to me, and I wish I could incorporate it into my Google Classroom somehow. It's here, and the kids send me work to it, but I guess I can have them do a Google Slide and give them an assignment and send it to me as a Google Slide, so we could all share it.
That's a potential next step, because I know you do a lot of slideshows in PowerPoint. You could do those in Google Slides and have space for students to fill in questions, right? So let's say you had a slide where you were literally asking students questions, or you gave them a task to do as part of the video. The students could have access to the same slideshow, and they would have to fill in that slide, actually complete the task on whichever slide that was on.
Is there a way that I could have a live cast? I see it all the time, where they have live casts and people typing questions and stuff. I would love to do that with my kids. That would be great for 8th grade because they have regions. like you have a live cast of a little hour of doing science with the teacher outside of school, but we're all live on, you know? That would be very interesting to do. Even over vacation breaks, kids are bored. Oh, I'm gonna be doing live cast on Sunday night.
So
And they'll log
Yeah.
in. Whoever logs in get extra credit.
right.
They will log in. I wish that'd be so much fun.
That's
Just
like
an hour.
Yeah, and that's like a webinar.
Yeah, I want to do a
Style.
webinar.
Style of
wanna do a
screencasting,
webinar.
right? It's
Yes.
live. The students can participate in the right in the middle of your session. We use a technology.
Yeah, it's almost like they do it on Facebook when they type things
Yeah.
in and the person's like, I'm doing this, and they're typing questions and stuff. That'll be really good.
When we do webinars for some of our teachers, we use a platform called Zoom, right? And that lets you screencast what's on your screen, lets you have a webcam, and then users that are logged into your presentation, they can ask questions through like a chat window, or they can actually like put themselves on camera, so you could see your students could like log in.
Because
from
I
their
think I
computers
see
and-
something it says here, it says meet, like a meeting.
Yep.
Could that be like a webinar I could
Yep.
do for the
So Meet used to be called Google Hangouts, and that was another way that you could do what we're talking about, like live conferencing, like video conferencing.
Yeah, that's what I
basically. And there used to be a feature called Hangouts on Air. I think it's still, that feature is still there. They just rebranded it as Google Meet. But
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Hangouts on Air, it basically lets you broadcast yourself.
Hang on. Still there.
Lets you broadcast yourself to a wide audience of your students, and then they can use the chat window, or I think they can also just log in as an actual video conferencing user, and you can see their pictures. You can see them like live on video, and like ask you questions too. So that, yeah, it could be a great opportunity for a live video. That's a lot of next steps there. So
Can we just write them down and do them one at a time
Okay.
before the year is out?
okay.
So you can highlight I'll highlight
Hangouts
the
on
one that we're doing
Air.
for me to try to focus on.
Okay, I'm glad you're so excited about this stuff. Really quickly, how has this affected your lessons that you're teaching? Right, students are getting a lot more content from these videos, from these readings that you're doing when they walk into your classroom. Because that was our main objective, to use this content so that when students are walking in, they're not starting from zero. They're not starting from I don't know anything about this concept. They have some working knowledge already. So now you're able to take your lessons deeper, and you're able to do more exploration and deep diving and discussion around the bigger science concepts that you're
Well, I
you're
haven't.
teaching.
Well, from the videos itself that I've done, I found the kids remember more. They can go back to it. Some actually do their work that didn't do it before,
Okay.
and they'll meet me in the hallway. I saw you. I did. They'll give me information as passing, and I feel that some kids have actually improved their grades. This year's grades was better than last year.
Okay.
For the kids that are using the video as a support system,
Okay.
their grades are better,
Okay.
and they get quiet when they see me on screen.
Okay.
They will talk through. I'm live in front of them, and they'll talk the whole time. As soon as I pop it up and they get to watch me, they're like zoomed in, like, and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
So the engagement
They're more engaged.
is through the roof, right? It's
Yeah.
and you say obviously
More engaged than me walking around the
right.
room.
If they're more engaged watching the content, learning the content, then of course their grades are going to be positively impacted as well. That's great, right? That sounds great to me. I may want to find some resources to share with you and to talk through with you together about beyond that, right? Let's say you're teaching about continental drift. The students have watched a video that you put together on continental drift. They've done these readings. They're coming in. They have a working knowledge of continental drift. You don't have to teach them about continental drift. So what now? What can you
Engineering.
do? What can you do beyond?
I can
right?
incorporate the STEM now, STEM labs, more hands-on. And you know what's really interesting about the fact that the videos and the students can watch and stuff is like they're more engaged, they're more focused, and some of them it helped them more. And like I can actually group them better because this age group they tend to talk a lot, and I can group them better. And they don't have to get all the notes in class. I could tell them, The video will be up tonight, and they can finish your notes at home.
Lets you, so you can group them better, and again, that comes back to the idea
It's
of checking for understanding.
It's
because
helping me with time maintenance, definitely, and checking for understanding. So I can focus on, I can highlight 2 little sentences that they have to write that I'll give a question in, but later on, because of homework, I could do another check for understanding because they get the whole thing again, and they could take their time.
Definitely.
They could even open it on their phone. That's the most awesome part about it.
So you can group them better to, so that some students who may need additional support in class can get that.
And if you're absent, you could sit in class with a computer and catch up.
Right, right. So there is that opportunity, right, for students, because you have all these materials already, the students who who you don't feel like have mastered the material that you need them to master before they come into class, they can go use that again in class.
Yeah, and the students that didn't look at it at all,
yeah.
Oh, this is what you're doing today.
Yeah.
You don't do the fun stuff.
Right.
You don't do the STEM lab.
Okay. So by the fun stuff, the more deep learning,
the more deeper learning, diving in, put your hands in it. Like they get the top coding, but I want them to dig deeper. And to dig deeper needs more time. And I don't have, time maintenance is very limited. Some classes I only see 3 times a week.
Right.
So if I put these videos on 3 times, that means the 3 times is more in-depth. It's not just, let's learn, let's quiz. It's more, oh, we're having fun. We're actually doing it. Oh, this is what we're learning about today. Oh, this is how we're practicing it. It's more practice time for them in science, which we do need.
I'm sure that you're probably doing this already because you understand that, right? That like, you know, when the kids come in, if they have basic understanding already, then you can move deeper. I'm gonna put that as a next step for you.
Thank you.
That when you're in class, how are you pushing your instruction deeper, right? How are you thinking about making your instruction more hands-on, more conceptual? If you're thinking about depth of knowledge, right, your DOK questioning, how are you moving towards level 3 and 4 questioning in class, because you don't have to do as much of level 1 and 2 questioning because of all these materials that you've done, right? So thinking about how do you push your lessons deeper because you flipped the classroom, because you have all these flipped resources. So if you could think about that, think about like how you're actively, I know, let's move, yeah, we have to wrap up. Think about how you're diving deeper with your kids in your lessons. My next step is to look at how Google Slides can be used for assignments, and then prepare to talk to you about live casting.
Yes.
Using Hangouts on Air, or using Zoom or some other platform.
A meeting.
So you could potentially do like live webinars too,
great.
outside of class time. All right? Sounds good. All right, thanks, Ms. Mayers.
Thanks. Looking forward to it.
You shut up.